They're here again. We are live from the top deck of my boat, which is A Dare to Dream, live on mytimetv.live, Women in Business Amplified, also on the Liz Palmer page, and on my personal profile. And yes, we finally got the Amazon Live link to work as well. So we're live also on Amazon on my shopping channel, which is mytimetv.live. Today was intended to be an impromptu reading from the lovely Liz Palmer. Again, we spoke to her last week. Her book, her children's book, she's got a series coming out. That's last week she read Gustav the Goose, The Disappearance of Gustav the Goose. And this week she's talking to us when she can jump in. She's talking to us, sharing her her first book was Coco the Purple Turtle. And I thought, oh, wouldn't it be nice to be up here? We've seen dolphins out here this morning in the bay. We do have a turtle that floats around. He sort of lives. I might even take you for a little tiki tour and have a look, because we may be even lucky enough to see the dolphins. But the dolphins are over by the jetty. I'm just okay. Okay, so Liz has just messaged me and she said she's not able to be with me today because she's having issues. Tech issues have her own, so the gods are speaking, aren't they? I'm going to share with you a little bit about my favourite authors as we go. So you'll see them here. Let me just pop them on here. And if you are watching live on Facebook or anywhere else, please do pop over. I'll send my link over. You can. We'd love to see you over at this place. If I pop that in here. Hi, Paula. How are you, darling? Great to see you. Here we are. Let's see. Okay, so if you want to pop over to Amazon, I want to share with you. Oh, I popped my time is going out on Liz's page as well. Sorry, Liz. That wasn't meant to happen, but that's all right. We can edit that out afterwards. Paula is saying she's good. What's it like? You must be in lockdown in Adelaide and doing the things that you do to keep yourself healthy, happy, and well. I did want to do here. I'm going to go here and turn to live stream. Okay, so now what I can do is I can share with you my favorite authors on the Amazon website. So pop over in the comments thread down below. You will see a link. Please do pop over and say hi on the Amazon page, on the shopping page. You also have an opportunity to purchase any one of these books. So I'm going to share with you. I haven't got the authors here today, but we do have some really exciting things coming up. And Liz was obviously one of the authors, and she did, like I said before, she did a live reading of Gustav the Goose, which is this one here, The Disappearance of Gustav the Goose, which is being featured over on the Amazon Live now. Last week she talked about that, the Gustav the Goose, Disappearance of Gustav the Goose. What I'm going to do is just share with you. If you're here, please jump in and say hi and let your friends know. Bring over, like, everybody come up and pop over and say hi, and we would love to see you over on Amazon. I have to say, in all seriousness, I feel like I've been sent back to, like, if you're playing Monopoly and you go, all right, well, you're going back to, go directly to jail, do not pass go, do not collect $200 or whatever, because I've just realised I'm looking at the wrong camera as well. I'm just going to see if I can change my camera, which will give you a better background view of where I'm at today, and it also is a little bit better quality. I came up here up the top deck. I've got Russell. Shout out to you, Russell, doing some work on the solar system down in the down in the house, and I'm up on the top deck. So I thought it'd be nice up here. Now, all right. So please do click on the link and pop over to Amazon. The Amazon page, and do a little tap on the follow button. I've gone back to square one. We've all been sent back to school with this stuff, because it's new tech and it's new exciting times at what we can do with that technology. And I will be doing live broadcasts around the technology and how that works and how it all hangs together for other live streamers who want to get out there and do more. But I'm not quite there with that yet. So I will, for the Amazon Live, I look at doing the promotion of the sorts of things that I know that I've used, lifestyle, the live streaming, and authors that I know. So that's something that I'm really, really keen to have. So that's something. Shush, I need to shush her. I need to shush her. Okay. And Danny's here on Amazon. She said, have a great day. Thank you, Danny. It's great to see you here. And if you are here, just know that over on Amazon or on Facebook or any of the other channels of TV on demand. It could be Amazon Fire. We have an app over there. It could be on Apple TV or Roku, Panasonic, Sony. We are everywhere. So, okay. Now, I just want to pop back here and let's start with, I'm going to feature Coco the Purple Turtle. Now, this is the book that Liz, she's going to read. She's going to do a book reading, and we're going to try this again for next week, because she's just reported in that she's had a complete outage of internet, and even on her hotspot isn't working at all. So there's nothing we can do about that. So I'm just going to roll with it, and plans change, and of course we roll with whatever happens, because we have to. So Coco the Purple Turtle is a book about, and Liz will share more when she does the reading next week, children's book that she wrote, and you can see it featured here on Amazon, a children's book that she wrote when she was in quarantine after visiting her family in the US. So oh, Danny, thank you. She's saying I look great today. Really appreciate that. Danny, where are you from? It's good to see you here. Danny's joined us live from the Amazon live shopping site. Danny, let me know, do you have children, and would you be interested in hearing about a live reading of a children's book? Tony's here. Hey, hello, Tony. I'm trying to show you a comment, but there seems to be something that's a bit amiss here. Tony Everard from Tony Everard Coaching. Shout out to you, Tony. Great to see you. I might just refresh, and we'll see if I can get the stream happening. So one moment, folks. Your call is important to us. I'll be right back, and I'm going to share with you a bit more information about books and the authors that I totally love. Okay, so that was pretty painless, wasn't it? So let's see if I can. There we are. So we've got Tony here over on Facebook. You've got a link there. Please join me over on Amazon. That would be awesome. Danny is over on Amazon. She's saying she's from the UK. I'm assuming, Danny, that you're a she, because it's spelled D-A-N-I. Thank you for joining me. And the others here on Amazon Live, shopping for My Time TV, lifestyle shopping. I'm Adair Palmer. I might pop my name up there as well. And so you know who I am. I'm not this just face that's talking at you. And I live in Australia, and I'm on my houseboat here in sunny Queensland. It's a beautiful day today, and I've got some stuff happening downstairs with the solar panels, getting all the electrics connected on the boat. And so I thought I'd pop up here to the top deck to do my live stream today, which is really cool. Joyce, hello. Hey, darling, how are you? Great to see you here. Sorry we're not going to be able to catch up. But you have a wonderful day. Joyce has gone to Dubai, and she's back for a little while, and then she's heading away again. So great to see you. Please pop over to Amazon Live and say hello. Hit the little follow button, would be awesome if you could do that as well. Really appreciate that. And if you have any questions about living on a boat, because that's one of the things that I love to share, any questions at all, please ask them, because I'm more than happy to answer whatever questions you have about what it's like living on a boat. And and I will be doing some little mini documentaries around how I get water, what I do. This is like water, electricity, and the staples, the sewage. Those three things, utilities that we all take for granted. It can be quite convoluted, and it can be quite a challenge to do to even have the basic stuff. And while we have times like this, which is just amazing, the challenges can be, sometimes you go, is it worth it? Do the pros outweigh the cons? Which is a question that was asked on my Facebook profile the other day, and I went resounding yes, absolutely, but you have to be prepared to take 2 steps forward and 3 backwards, so and still smile about the process. So not for the faint-hearted, but it's definitely worth it. We've got the ferry coming in, so share that with you. Look at that. There's the ferry. Shout out to Amity Trader, who do a ferry every half an hour between 5:30 in the morning and 10:30 at night. So if you're on the island, you have this, the only way on and off the island too. And here's the lovely Coochiemudlo itself. There's the front beach. And the jetty's there. And the jetty's there, and it's just beautiful. It's a tiny little island. I know I'm digressing a little bit, but I do want to share a little bit. Danny's asking, do you get seasick sick? Interestingly enough, Danny, I don't get seasick sick at all, which is a really good thing when you're living on a boat, because that could be all sorts of could pose all sorts of problems. And I have done a lot of water on, not motorboats, but definitely love kayaking. I've been kayaking for years, and anything water related I absolutely adore. And being on the water is just, it's so soothing. What does happen, Danny, when it gets windy, I go, it's a little bit uncomfortable, and I don't get frightened, but I get unsettled. It's an interesting feeling where I go, yeah, I'm not feeling like I want to be here. When it gets really, really windy, I'm torn between staying and protecting my home. And I think it'd be the same for people who live in bushfire areas, where you go, well, I need to leave because there's this danger, sort of looming, because the weather, we have no control over, what happens at the weather. All we can do is make our surroundings as safe as possible, which is what I've been in the process of doing for the last 6 months. But it has been, when it gets really, really windy, and it gets, I'm not frightened, because I'm very confident in the water. I'm not too confident, but I do get unsettled. And we did have a time a few weeks ago when it was quite windy, and we decided, and it was a shout out to you, Nige, my partner, and an absolute solid rock in this journey. And we did decide to go back to your place, Nigel's place, and we couldn't get off the boat. because the tender, the car boat, well, this is the houseboat, and the car boat that I used to get from here to the jetty, it was bucking around like a mechanical bull. So so we did end up staying, and it was not very pleasant at all. And so it's something that you go, well, the trade-off, like it's you're safe enough. And if something did happen with the mooring, we need to break its mooring. There's been boats here that have broken their moorings. And that's a concern. But we've got, shout out to you Buchanan boys for your great work in helping me with this. My boat's called A Dare to Dream, by the way, and for helping me and making sure that wherever I am, it's on solid ground. So someone is saying, commenting as mytimetv.live. Mytimetv.live is a collaborative program, a collaborative channel where I own it, and I have people who come in and show hosts who have their own shows, and we are streamed out to over 50 channels of TV on demand through the Binge Network syndication program. And I have a show host, obviously, who's saying, "What a beautiful morning, love that shirt, hook me up." So and now I'm going to say, let me guess, that would be Mary, the lovely Mary. And yes, I'll definitely hook you up with the author of the shirt, the painter of the shirt, a good friend, Luke Maley, who is lives on the Goldie. This was done for NAIDOC Week 2020. So that's it's beautiful Indigenous artwork that's been made into a shirt. Love it, love it. So I will definitely hook you up there, and if we can find them on Amazon, sell them on Amazon as well. So we'll look there. So we'll get back to the authors. If you have any more questions about living on the boat, let me know, and I will answer them as we go. But I just wanted to run through my favourite authors. I'm building a list, and we've got some exciting stuff coming up. The author of the Coco the Purple Turtle, Liz Palmer, who was supposed to be doing a live reading of Coco the Purple Turtle today, has had internet issues, and she's not been able to join us, but we will have her on again as soon as humanly or technologically possible. The Coco the Purple Turtle was written as a children's book when Liz was in quarantine after she came back from the US, and she wanted to do something with the 14 days that she needed to be in quarantine. So not letting any grass grow under her feet, she's become very productive. And this is a really good, I was quite impressed when I heard this story that Liz shared with us, because her whole approach was to do something productive when, we could have been, any one of us, if you've been in quarantine, or we know what it's like being in lockdown, which is effectively, very, very similar, the old Netflix binge watching and consuming copious amounts of chocolate and, maybe the odd drop of wine. But Liz decided to make that work for her, and she produced this book, Coco the Purple Turtle, and it was about being different and standing out, but also accepting your differences as being unique to who you are, which I really can't wait until Liz comes on and reads for us. Now, the next book I'm going to feature is, Danny is asking, do I get lonely? How can I get lonely? I'm connecting with you from the UK. And I've got my friends from Adelaide. I've got Paula, and we've got Liz and Joyce, and Joyce is Dubai, and who else did we have here? There was I think Mary. So yeah, I don't get lonely. It doesn't it's not something that don't get lonely, and I never get bored. Someone asked me if I get bored on the boat, and I'm going, I don't understand why don't understand that question. There's always something to do. There's always something to maintain, to look at. There's always new, and yeah, I guess the thing is, Danny, I do tend to, is it Danny or Dan L? Dan L, I might have read it wrong. Apologies if I'm not pronouncing your name properly. But no, the upshot is no, I don't get lonely and I never, ever get bored. So the other thing I want to let you know, Dan, is Danny. Please let me know if I'm pronouncing your name properly. I just saw that I may be calling you a name that's not yours. So let me know if it's Daniel or Danny. Not sure. Okay. Well, I'm doing a live Australia versus England cook-off tonight. So I'm not quite sure. It must be fairly late in the evening for you over there and in the UK. But we have a special. We've got Australia versus England mega cook-off spaghetti bolognese. This is a first for Amazon Live. So pop back at about 10 a.m. your time in the UK. And I'll be joined by the amazing Nick Wood, a fellow live streamer who's been on a journey of keto cooking and keto eating. And I saw him live on Amazon about a week ago, and I just thought, what? Oh, you're in the UK, and he was talking about his keto diet and keto cooking, and I said, I challenge you to a spaghetti bolognese cook-off, a keto one. So whether he comes up with the keto spag bowl or not, I don't know, but I'll be cooking in my little kitchen on the boat, and Nick will be cooking in his little kitchen from a place in the UK, which is really cool. So that's happening tonight, 7 p.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time and 10 a.m. UK time. So we'd love to see you there for that as well. I think it's going to be fun. So the next book that I wanted to give a shout out to is also by author Liz Palmer. She did a reading of this. So if you have a look, if you're on Amazon Live or on mytimetv.live, Women in Business Amplified, you will find the reading of the book down below in the news feed or on Amazon page. You will see it in the videos. That was from last week. And she did a reading of Disappearance of Gustav the Goose. So you'll see that highlighted either down here or on the side of the page. And Gustav the Goose it's based on a true story. It's a great little story. It rhymes, which is amazing. It rhymes, and she's got them for sale, and they're only $2.99 for each book. She's got another one. Liz originally hailed from the US, and she's got Gustav the Goose Down Under. So her goose is going down under, and he's going to be having some down under adventures. So I think she may even produce a series of Gustav the Goose, which is really cool. So written and illustrated and read by Liz, and we'll have her back again when she's able to. So have a look at that, The Disappearance of Gustav the Goose. The next book I want to do a shout out for is my friend Bonetta Weinman. She wrote a book a few years ago called Do You Believe in Miracles? Now, Bonetta and I did our neuro-linguistic programming, NLP training, and master practitioner training together. In fact, we did it on the Gold Coast here in Queensland, and we were trained by Shane and Jess Fozzard from the Australian Success Academy. So shout out to you as well. And Bonetta wrote a book about it, but what she had done was she took case studies. So Bonetta set up a practice as a hypnotherapist, NLP master practitioner, and she's based in Melbourne. And so she's done she's helping a lot of people in her clinic in Diamond Creek in Melbourne. And when she wrote this book, it was probably about a year after she'd done her. I'm going to have Bonetta on to share her experience as well. But she was motivated to write a book called Do You Believe in Miracles, which is about the experiences of people who have used hypnotherapy neuro-linguistic programming, NLP, or they've seen a practitioner and they've had amazing results of change and benefit from this alternative, this modality in their lives. So big shout out to you, Vanetta. We've got a couple of paddlers coming by. I might just see if you can see them over there. Look at that. That'll be me in a minute. I've got to get ready for my spaghetti bolognese cook-off this afternoon, but when I see them out there doing their paddling like that, I'm just going, oh my God, yeah, it's beautiful out here today, but the water's so calm. It's just perfect. I've got a little yellow paddler here that I can go paddling with. I might even see if I can find some on Amazon and put them up for sale, and if people want to buy a paddler, that one's a good one. I've got a green one downstairs as well. So yeah, it's busy here today. We've got another boat coming and paddlers, and yeah, it's and a ferry. It's busy. All right. So please jump in, say hi if you're live on anywhere on Facebook or over the Binge Network syndication program, or if you are on Amazon Live. If you're anywhere else watching this, pop over to the Amazon Live, and the links you'll find are in the comments. It's amazon.com shop mytimetv.live. You'll see that in the comments. Click on that link and pop over. Tap the little follow button and be notified when I go live, and come and join me on my adventure on the boat, because it's so much fun. So back to Do You Believe in Miracles, which was the book that Vanetta Wainman wrote a couple of years ago, or several years ago now, after doing her hypnotherapy and NLP master practitioner training. And it's a collection of stories of people who have been helped immensely and turned their lives around and really, really benefited from being using hypnotherapy and NLP to heal themselves and improve their lives. Great little book. I'm going to and the little story behind that too. And Vanetta, I'm going to ask her to come on and do share with us all how the book actually came into being. And she wrote it very, very quickly and had it published and self-published. And so she'll come on and give us that background at some point in the not too distant future. But she invited me out. I was living in Adelaide, Australia at the time, and she was in Melbourne in Australia, which is about an hour's flight and about an 8-hour drive. So when you get on the plane, it's like, yep, which we can't do now, unfortunately, at the moment. But hopefully that will all be put to bed in the not too distant future, and we'll be able to get back to some sort of what might look like normalcy as well. But in the meantime, we'll do this, and we'll connect with people through technology. But she said to me, I want you, because we shared accommodation while we did the training together, and Vanetta said, I really would like you to come and MC the book for me. And I said, oh, well, that's really cool. I was just starting on my journey, and I have to say that I was terrified of public speaking. So I'm just putting it out there, and the thought of doing a live stream like this, just talking to myself for over half an hour now. That's a bit, nearly half an hour now. And that would have just sent me straight for the wine bottle, I tell you, not the glass, the bottle, because I would have been absolutely terrified. I was terrified. And doing the hypnotherapy and the NLP helped me personally make some massive changes in my life. And things like, sort of becoming a non-smoker was amazing, and some other changes in my relationship, changes in my, it was just phenomenal. May or may not get into that at some point in the not too distant future. And so Vanetta said, will you come over and MC for me? And of course I have felt that, that hand of fear grip my heart, and I'm going in my stomach, oh my God, I'm going to speak publicly. But I had the skills now using NLP and self-hypnosis to overcome the fear of public speaking. So So I went to Melbourne and I emceed the launch of her book, Do You Believe in Miracles? So I'd love to have Bonetta on, and we'll talk about that at another time, in some when I can get her on live with me. Okay, Daniel is saying, how big is the boat? The boat is 11 meters long and 4.5 meters wide. So it's a reasonably, like, it's, I'll do a walkthrough at some point. At the moment, I have my studio is all set up here on the top deck, and I have the camera. I don't have a mobile camera, but when I get a producer, my producer here, I'll be able to do a walkthrough and show you things around the boat, which I plan on doing in the not too distant future as well, for sure. So who else have we got here? Just say hi, jump in. I'm on my boat on offshore of Coochiemudlo Island. I'll show you again. This is just amazing. You know, I did buy one of those green screens, and then I went, do I need a green screen? I am having some issues with the lighting though, and shout out to you, David, who also a fellow live streamer, who said the exposure on my camera needs to be adjusted. But I'll be playing that. I can get out into the sun a bit. Maybe I can move this around, but anyway, I don't think it's as bad as what it was, but I've got natural light all around, and I'm sitting in the shade, and it's just something I need to fix with the camera. But on with the show, because we are taking imperfect action. That's what it's called. If you wait till everything is perfect, it ain't going to happen. Which leads me on to my next favorite author, Stephen Acheson. He is in the UK as well. He's Scottish, amazing man, and he wrote The Belief Principle. He's just released another series of non-fiction. I'll have to. I won't even talk about that because this is the book that I love, and I've just featured that as a book to purchase, The Belief Principle by Stephen Acheson. And he talks about the beliefs that we have and we hold that stop us from being and doing and having what we truly want in life. And he says it in a way, I love this book because he talks in a way that's understandable, that is relatable. He gives his own examples of as he was growing up. He had some issues with, I think it was, he had a stutter, or he's and then he thought that made him dumb. You have to buy the book and read it yourself because it's an amazing story, and then you realize that it actually wasn't. That didn't make him dumb. It was a limiting belief that made him dumb. So once he moved past that, he's done some pretty amazing things in his time, and writing the Belief Principle book is just one of them. So amazing person, and super looking forward to his other series of books coming out, and I'll read them and maybe see if I can get Stephen to jump on Amazon Live with me and have a chat about his book, The Belief Principle, and the other books that he's launched, that he's written, authored, when they're on Amazon as well. This one here, My Idol Years, is by an idol, was a teen idol of mine, a man called Mark Holden. He was a judge on Australian Idol, and you can see there he's with Molly Meldrum. And Molly Meldrum, for those people who are not in Australia, he's back in the 70s and 80s. He was massive. Countdown was a music show on television here, and it was called Countdown. It was hosted by Molly Meldrum, and you can see Mark there in the white pants, and he's there with Molly Meldrum, and he sang like he was a teenage crooner, and he had some amazing songs that just make your heart go a flutter. And a little story about I met Mark, and I've worked with Mark as part of when I was in South Australia, I was in the Tea Tree Gully Rotary. So shout out to you, Tea Tree Gully Rotary. You do an amazing job. Glenn and Joylene Mitchell and the other Rotarians there, Mark was looking for, so his career started in Australia, and he started as a singer in and a pop idol, and I think he might have even got King of Pop at some point when pop was a thing. And then he went on to star in a daytime soap, local daytime soap local to Australia, called The Young Doctors. And then his career took him over to the US, and he worked with the likes of David Hasselhoff and managed some high-profile artists, including back here in Australia, Vanessa Amorosi, and as her manager. And he was a judge on Australian Idol for the years that Australian Idol was live in Australia, obviously. And then he wrote this book called My Idol Years, and it was like one of those show all about what's happening and the people that he connected with, and what his life was like as a high profile celebrity and personality. And when he contacted Rotary, which is, I'm circling back to that, so I'll just, before I go there, I just say that when I was a kid, I had his Mark's poster on my bedroom ceiling, and right next to David Cassidy. And some 40 years something later, I'm not going to tell you exactly how many years later, he contacted Rotary, and he said he wanted to do a regional road show or road tour that paid homage to his ancestors. Now, his ancestors were the Holden family circus, and that was started by his great uncle, grandfather, or I'm not quite sure exactly of the relationship. Might be grandfather, I think. That was Adolphus Holden, a one-legged trapeze artist. And apparently they had a bunch of kids, like 12 kids, and they travelled from rural Victoria right through rural South Australia and right around to the West Coast, doing a circus. And this is back in the 1800s, late 1800s. So he wanted to pay homage to his ancestors and recreate the route that they went when they went through South Australia. And he contacted Rotary because he wanted to get close to community. And it was a pretty amazing experience as a Rotarian at the time. And this is only in 2018 that we were involved in helping plan and promote and execute a series of shows and events that raised funds for ROMAC, which is a Rotary Oceanic Medical Aid for Children. So it was their I guess the arm of Rotary that helped raise funds for children that needed surgery that couldn't find. Let me just pop back here. That they couldn't get. I'm not really an iPad user. Let's see if I'm still live. I don't even know if I am. Oh my God. Let's see. No, it looks like it's gone. All right. Didn't even get to say goodbye, folks, over there, but I'm still going on my time. So I'll just wind up that story, and then we'll look at setting up again for tonight's broadcast. So Mark did a road show and through South Australia, and we raised many thousands of dollars he raised and did it for free or as part of his service to community because he wanted to give back. And we raised several thousand was an honour and a privilege to be working with Mark, and I have a signed copy of his book, and I'm hoping to also have Mark on the show at some point in the not so distant future. So you have it. There's a few of my favourite authors to start with, and I'm looking forward to doing the great spaghetti bolognese cook-off. It is Australia versus England. This is a first, and fingers crossed that the tech gods will shine their love and light on us and it all goes off smoothly. Take care and have a wonderful day, evening, afternoon, folks. Bye for now.